Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
What's up, guys?
Hey, you're getting around it now. You're looking down the whole time.
Oh yeah. I just completely erase you from the start of this. It's like, yeah, that's good.
Nice.
I can't help. He's funny looking.
Wow, that's kind of harsh, bro. Just a little bit. I'm just saying.
It's the smile. It's the contagious smile. Whenever you see someone else smiling, you can't help but to smile, and then everybody is laughing.
I'm a smiley guy. What can I say?
Exactly. That's why we got to turn away when we start the show.
Why, you can't smile when you talk the show? You're not happy to be here? Come on, bro.
No, never. Never.
What games has everybody been playing this week?
I've
She
only
doesn't
played
like this
one.
discussion. She's pushing
Yeah,
us
I know.
through.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a back and forth. I know how this is gonna go.
It's the boss lady. She's telling us it's
She
time to
can't.
move
She
on.
can't handle this AB conversation. So you know,
I
that's
mean,
what
go
happens.
ahead. I'll wait. It's not like I don't have Red Dead to record later or anything like that. I'll wait. Go ahead.
Hey, I've got plenty
I
of
have-
AV to play.
I have a deep demon to kill, so crack the whip.
Crack
game did you
that
play?
whip, Griff.
What game did you play? You said you had one game. What was your
Oh,
game?
I've only done one thing for the last 10 days. It's been pretty brutal, to be honest. I've played WoW, but in WoW there's a battleground called Alteric Valley, and I have been grinding that constantly to get reputation. In which, when you get to when you get fully exalted with them, you have access to all of their best rewards. They have a cheap epic mount, and then some really really good gear. And I've been in there. Like, I wake up in the morning, and I will turn on my computer. I'll go do my morning stuff. Come back, queue up immediately. If I get into a bad one, I'll just AFK out and sit away for 15 minutes. Go get something to eat. Come back, queue up again, get into it, and then I just sit there and lose. And then I queue again, and then I lose, and then I queue again, and I lose. And I've basically been doing the same thing for 10 days straight. I'm almost done. Almost
Losing?
done. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Has it gotten any better since the patch?
The patch comes out Tuesday.
I thought they already changed it.
I will probably be done by Tuesday. And I can guarantee it will not get much better. The Alliance just do not know how to play. It's the same thing every single time. So, pre-mades queue up, and then they pick a specific battleground. And then all of the rest of the pre-mades will join in, and all of those other games that they started will just be left empty. And 90% of the time, you're going to get stuck in one of those empty games. And like the game that I did, because I like to just, if I've got a little bit of time,
so empty.
it'll be 9 versus 40 when the game starts, and then you run out and die, and then the horde will just start farming you in your graveyard. They'll just push you into your graveyard and then just sit there and AoE you as you spawn, and then you can't do anything. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, since I'm just doing it for the rep, I just try to get as many kills. Whenever you kill an enemy player, there you can take their insignia, which has some stuff on it, and you can turn in those items for rep. But it's like 1 rep for every turn in. And I need 21,000 rep for this last goal. So it has been slow. Very slow. And by the way, I started halfway to friendly. Halfway, because it was from friendly to honored, it's 3,000. No, yeah, 6,000. From honored to revered, it's 12,000. And from revered to exalted, it's 21,000. I've probably played close to 200 games in the last 10 days.
Good
It
Lord.
is, yeah, you talk about being a resilient bastard. Getting my ass beat over and over again all day for 10 days will take a toll on anybody's constitution.
You have to almost become a bot at that point, because my emotion would be like, fuck this shit. I am not doing this. No.
That compartmentalizing, like every time a game ends, you go to the next one and you start again. You just cut it off when it's done and you move on to the next one. I think about 5 or 6 days ago, I was like, is this even worth it? But I kept going, and now I'm almost done. It's like, all right, you're almost done. You can't stop now.
There's a reason he's been doing it by himself. The
Oh
rest
yeah,
of
I
us
will
are
not
like,
ask anybody
"I don't have
else
that
to
kind of
suffer
patience."
with me.
How many times would you land into that? Like, how many times would you go? Do you think? When would you
Ooh.
stop, Griff?
Me? Like,
Should
Yeah,
probably
like if you
restart.
started, how long would
be
it
like,
take?
You know what? I'm done here.
Baka and I did about 3 of them in a row, and he was already like, "Whew, man, this shit is just awful." And I was like, "Yeah, tell me about it. I've been in here for days."
I will be more willing once I get my bow.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
Then when
I
that
can
doesn't
hit
make a
much
difference,
harder.
he'll still be out after about 2 or 3
No, oh
games.
no. Well, in the one me and Chicken were in, I two-shot a mage.
yes, that the way,
then the
because I've
mage's
been in
friends
these
show
games
up and
so
then you guys wrestle well.
fucking much. The meta for the Alliance, since we just basically get slapped around the whole time, is you have your stealthies move past the main horde force. Try to capture a graveyard, which you can take graveyards and spawn. Take a graveyard behind them, which is the neutral one that you start with. Just hold on to it. Let them push us until we get to one of our farthest spawn points. And then just basically turtle, which is just constantly let them flow into us. Kill them constant. The Alliance is good. It's just we're unorganized as shit. So they just push into us. We keep killing them. We farm them constantly. Pick up their stuff. Turn in while we wait for the graveyard to cap. And then just keep doing that. Once the graveyard caps, do your turn-ins. Run south and die. Just run south as far as you can. Die. You'll spawn up at the graveyard behind them. And then you just run south. You kill lieutenants for bonus honor and rep. And then you just lose the game. That's how it is every time. That's how it is. All you could do, beggars can't be choosers. This is exactly the method in this game. Is you do not get the right to want anything in this game. So you just basically you scrap together whatever you can every time, and you scurry away until you lose.
Assuming the horde don't backtrack to stop us.
Yeah, which they do sometimes. But I will say every now and then you win the lottery. And last night, the Holy Light looked upon me and granted me one great game. I joined into a game, and I was the raid leader, so it was just me. And then when somebody else joined in, and I was like, oh, 2v40. This is going to be fun. And then when there's about a minute before the game starts, the whole thing fills immediately. And I was like, thank you.
You got put in a
Thank you
pre-made.
so
Nice.
much. I got put into a pre-made. Or I guess a pre-made joined me because my game was super fresh. And holy shit. Because the Horde have 30-minute queues. Like, they have to wait a half an hour just to get into a game. Which is why they're so brutal when they get into pickup groups. They just slam the Alliance. Because when they get into pre-mades, they waste a half an hour waiting to get in. And then they get slammed for a half an hour. And they get to do nothing. Like, this pre-made ran them over. Killed them entirely. Every time they would try to sneak past, we had a rogue army behind us that would just kill them and take all of our stuff back. And they just basically pushed them all the way south, wiped them out entirely, took everything from them. I made like 1,100 rep from that one game. It was beautiful. And then I was back to making 3 or 4 rep a game. It's small things like that help me keep going. Every time it's just a roulette of whether you're going to get into a pre-made or you're just going to get slammed. Most of the time you're getting slammed. But that's the Alliance. That's all I have been doing for the last week. I'm almost done. I cannot wait to be done. But on the other side, I'm getting honor for it, so my rank is shooting up. I think 1 week I've got 4,000 honor. The next week I've gotten 10,000 honor. But since I've been doing AV, this week I've gotten like 200,000 honor. So I'm gonna be pretty high ranked after this week. I'll probably be the highest rank in our guild too, because nobody else PvPs or is desperate enough to do what I'm doing. I wonder if I'll start doing it out of habit though when I'm done.
Probably.
Just sit in front of AV and just keep going. But you're done, Chicken. Why are you going back? I'm not entirely sure. I think I live here now.
Well, it's always good honor as well. So
Yeah,
if
it
you
is.
want to keep your rank, you'll have to.
Yes, but they're fixing it on Tuesday. They're taking away numbers, so people can't queue up for the same AVs. You can queue in a group of 5, and that's it. And games will not start with less than 20 people. Holy shit! That is the biggest change. Is you cannot start with less than 20 people now. But I'll probably be done. So.
But you'll
Those
still be
changes
there,
are-
so it'll be okay.
Yeah. Yes. And that's all I have been doing. Sitting here silent, suffering.
Well, I bought a new game this weekend
What'd you-
that I've already dumped
you
like
get?
12 hours into since
Mm-hmm.
Saturday. I think I bought
Found
it
herself
Friday.
some new. Yeah, you got it Friday.
Yeah, Friday night. I bought 2 Point Hospital because it's on Steam sale right now for like 66% off. So I was like, I'm gonna get that because it's a couple bucks and I need something fun. And it's fun. It's weird. I mean, I don't think I was ready. So
You don't think you're ready? What way?
I mean, like, I don't know what I expected, I guess. Because I didn't really watch any of the stuff from, like, I was like, okay, there was a thing called Theme Hospital that was funny, that we watched Danny O'Dwyer play a little bit of, and I was like, well, I don't really know anything about it, but this is getting good reviews, and everybody's like, if you like Theme Hospital, you'll like it. Well, I don't know what Theme Hospital is, but it's on sale, so I'm gonna buy 2 Point Hospital. They're like, okay, these people have light bulbs for heads. You need to build a clinic to fix them. So you take their heads off, their light bulb heads off, and put real heads back on them. And then, like,
What's
it's
it called?
just,
Lightheadedness?
yeah, lightheadedness.
It's lightheaded.
Suffering from lightheadedness. That's awesome.
The play on words is so good in
Yeah.
that
There's
game.
one illness that's called Grey's Anatomy, where they're just gray, and you have to send them to the chromotherapy, I think, or something like that, where
Oh my
basically
God.
they stand in a thing and get sprayed with paint until they're back to the appropriate colors.
Now I'm thinking about like all the different stuff. Like if he had like tennis elbow or something like that. Like
It's probably a thing. Actually, I gotta see how many different.
like one where people are stuck as clowns, so you have to put them into the dehumorizer and make them
Dehumorizer, holy
and make them
Wow.
not clowns.
This game it sounds like it's nothing but one giant pun.
It really is. Like I said, I wasn't ready. Like one of the people, you have to have a psychologist in your hospital for a lot of stuff, and the disease that they treat the most of is mock star. People who think that they're rock stars and they all look like Freddie Mercury when they come in.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
Holy shit.
It's been a riot. It's like, here's your hospital, here's what size it is, make all this stuff fit. I'm like, oh, buy these extra plots of land. My poor receptionists, like, will end up with lines out the door because I forget to put more reception in. It's like, sorry, you got to make sure you have enough staff for everything. Like, it's a lot of micromanaging stuff, but it's been a lot of fun.
I'm looking at the list of all of the fucking illnesses. Holy shit. The 8-bitten?
I haven't had that yet.
You're basically just 8-bit. Just an 8-bit character. The denim jeans, where
Haven't
your
had that
characters
one
are
yet
dressed
either.
out in full denim.
Aw.
Oh, you showed me the head crabness.
Yeah.
They have head crabs.
Yeah. I was like, is that a turkey on that guy's head? No, it's a head crab. You send it to the same place you do with the light bulbs, I think. So, there's a lot of
That's
weird.
funny.
There's night fever. Oh wow.
Is that
They come in white suits.
Okay, the ones that look like John Travolta. I've seen them, but I haven't
Yes.
discovered their illness yet.
Oh man, some of these are so good. Pandemic.
Yeah, where they've got
They
pans
wear a
on their
pan.
head. You have to use the magnet thing to get it off. Yeah.
I knew this is exactly what I knew was gonna be when she said the light bulb, the lightheadedness. Oh, now I kind of have to have this just for the puns.
Yeah. Well, it's on
There are
sale.
3 DLCs, 3 big DLCs.
Yeah, they added the DLCs apparently are for extra land places, like extra hospital expansions. So
Nice.
I kind of want to get some of them.
The Bigfoot DLC illness. Oh my god. The bard flu. They're dressed as bards walking around singing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do they sing Toss a Coin to Your Witcher?
If only.
That'd be hilarious if that was one of the expansions. Like it was just like something that,
The
or
Witcher
somebody could have it as a mod, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Somebody could have it as a mod.
Oh man, this game is golden.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I think it's on sale for $11.89 on Steam right now, which I don't
not bad at all.
know when the lunar sale stops. January something or another. Probably when this airs.
I think it's in February.
Now through January 27th. Okay, so till tomorrow.
Oh well.
So till the time that this goes up.
Yep. Well then, good luck.
Sorry.
Everybody put it on your wish list when you hear this.
Yeah.
Yes, there'll be another sale.
Yeah,
I'm
it'll
sure.
go on sale again. Don't worry. This is my this
Oh,
year's Surviving Mars, because I picked up Surviving Mars on sale that was something in May. So I guess like a spring sale or something. Yeah.
It's a Mother's Day sale, isn't it? Don't they have a Mother's, like, it's weird. I know, Memorial Day. It's a Memorial Day sale, I think. I don't remember. So, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
I had,
that's
that's all you had?
Yeah.
I have played a few games. Of course, I played Stranded Deep last Sunday, which we're gonna make a regular Sunday thing with No Pants, and it's pretty awesome. Like, the whole concept is that you're stranded at sea, and you start off with like one of those typical big yellow rafts that you see like in the movies and stuff that somebody's on, or even I think Tom Hanks even has one at one point in the whatever the FedEx movie was that he ended up stranded on.
FedEx movie.
It's a big commercial for FedEx. I couldn't remember that with Wilson. But you get on there. It's kind of interesting concept. You know how a lot of times when you're playing survival games, you knock down a tree, all you got to do is wait like 20, 30 minutes, like one full cycle of the sun or whatever, and then that tree's back. This game doesn't work that way. So in our case, like, we start off on one island, so it forces you, because of the fact that you need more resources, to go to other islands. And you can see the other islands from the island that you're starting in, and you move over. You continue to build and like more materials, like you can pull up a little thing and it'll tell you what you can build, and you have to do, get certain things done. And then you pick which island you're going to live on, and you kind of use that from there. You can search sunken ships, things like that, to pick up like compasses, things like that. You can build a compass, but you can find the compass. There's buoys that you can pick up and use those to help build yourself a bigger raft that you can put a sail on and move around a little faster, things like that. So it's kind of a really cool concept on how they've done it. I'm interested to get more into it because there is a story according to the thing. I don't know if it's locked right now because I think it's still early access. But I am interested to see where it progresses. And it's just kind of cool to survive. There are some interesting things though, like there are these little spiky jellyfish that are kind of hanging out in the water. If you hit those, they poison you, and you'll know if you're poisoned because you can pull up your watch and it tells you what your vitals are. But you have to look at your skin, and your skin will actually have like these splotches on it to let you know that you're poisoned. You have to add aloe if you're sunburned. There is different parts of the survival part of it that are kind of cool. The only thing that bothers me about the game is that it's not online multiplayer. So we're having to use the remote play from Steam in order to be able to play the game, which works fantastic, by the way. But it's still weird to have split screen sitting on your screen.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What is this, 1999?
Right? So I'm like, okay. But I guess because I'm streaming it, it's not so bad because everybody can see what he's doing too.
Yeah.
But you hear both sides of it too, just like you would if you were in person. So if he,
oh god,
like, let's say a snake or something sneaking up on him, I hear the snake and I'm freaking.
Oh god,
what's going on? And there's like a shark. There's sharks in the water, things like that. I did end up swimming from point A to point B without getting attacked by a shark, luckily, just to see what was on another island because I broke the game at one point.
Nice.
So I was like, why not? Let's see what's over there. And there is some RNG to it, like on because if you die, you basically restart at the last save. If whatever it was that you searched before, like let's say you did it after a save, if you went back to that area, what's on those ships are not the same, or crates are not the same. So that's kind of cool. And then played some Sea of Thieves this week, of course, on Friday night. Always do that. Started playing City Skylines, which now I understand why Grif's addicted to the damn game. And that game is extremely detailed too, which is crazy. How good it is. And then the big one for the week, which is one I'm absolutely addicted to. It's not something I normally watched. Was not something that appealed to me in any way whatsoever. But now I will watch the damn show. Started playing DBZ Kakarot. And oh my god, like I'm in this and I'm going, this is what the fuck I've been missing. Okay, I get it now. You know, but like, which Kakarot's following the DBZ, the story arcs from that. And it's really, it's cool because you see the cartoons as the cinematics. The battles on some of them are like, some of them where you're like, you feel so OP and you're like, yes, I'm the greatest. And then you get to some of the harder ones and you're like, fuck, you know, I mean, it's so good. It's just back and forth. And it's, what's cool is they'll have, you know, like the smaller, guys that you'll have to fight in between some of the bigger battles. So you just it feels good to get from point A to point B after a loss or some shit like that. And just go back and beat up on somebody and go, all right, let me go back into that mission again and try to push the storyline a little bit. And then one of the things I thought was weird that I've never seen in a game before is they have an intermission in the game.
All right.
And so the way intermission's set up, it's this. Okay, so I had to learn this. So DBZ, if you watch the original version of it, you're not watching the Kai version of it, it's really long with a bunch of filler. This is the filler. So they added filler into the game that you might not have seen in Kai as part of this. So you're having to go around and there's certain things that you have to do. It's kind of fun. Actually, I didn't have a problem with it because the world is real fun to explore. It's nice to have that open world feel to it. The graphics look fantastic. Like they look just like you're playing in the cartoon itself, which I think is great. The voice acting, of course, is excellent. I'm excited to move on because I've just finished the first intermission and I'm like hours into the game. So I'm interested to see how long this damn game is.
You finished the Saiyan saga?
Yes.
What was the last boss that you beat?
It was, well, we didn't beat him because it's Vegeta and there's that. And don't even get me started on his shit.
I love it.
That's why I said you beat. I didn't say kill, you beat.
Yeah. Yeah, beat. Yeah.
It's very rare that anybody, well, yeah, it is kind of rare. People like really die in DBZ.
Yeah, they always have a reason for them to come back alive.
They always wish him back with Dragon Balls.
Yeah, I was gonna say, come on, the show is called Dragon Ball Z.
But it is fun. It's really fun. I highly recommend it to anybody that's a fan of the show, and even people that aren't, because now I want to watch the show. Because now I'm having to ask people about the lore and things like that because, you know, there's something I didn't know from Dragon Ball that, you know, people are able to kind of tell me what happened in the original Dragon Ball to kind of push towards Dragon Ball Z, which I thought was kind of cool. So, but it's fun. I enjoy it. That's all I did.
Baka, you got
Baka,
stuff.
would you like to share with the class?
I've been playing WoW. I got my leap from Molten Core, and I've been killing demons. I have gotten three of the demons. I'm down to the last one in Silitus.
Nice. Well, I hope that you get that one too.
I will. I just have to get a lock to debuff me.
Well, you can just hit
because he does a thing where he fears you, and with the debuff on, I can't get feared by him. So I just wing clip him. It keeps him in place. I move away, unload on him, and just keep moving to dodge his little bug things that he sends out.
Well, just hit red up, and then you guys will be good to go.
Yeah.
All right. News.
I just
We
like to
actually have
point
a few
out that Baka
stories.
just had a pair of pliers in his hand. What are you
Yes.
doing, Baka?
Well, what?
Boy? Put that down.
Hand check.
Not only is it like you're doing stuff during the show, you're doing stuff that I know you're about to hurt yourself with. I'm not stopping the show for you to get a Band-Aid, sir.
I just have them in my hand.
Put that
And
down.
she can hear them, Baka. This microphone picks up everything. Every time you move your hand, she can hear it in your hand.
Baka's that gif of the kid running around. The person's like, "What do you got?" And he's like, "A knife." And they're like, "No," because he took off running. That's Baka all the time.
We need to get a slingshot for him then, so whenever he starts running, you just get him with it, and he just falls. It's like,
You
this is
won't
why
let
you
him
don't
type-
run with knives.
You won't let him type anymore
So
while
it's
we're
like-
recording, so he's playing with the pliers.
It's almost like we're supposed to be listening, but I don't know. This crazy stuff. I'm not sure how this thing works yet.
It's like
me out.
the clicking pin, right? He's just got a different way of doing it.
I mean, that's why I have a stress ball right here. Can't hear it make noise. So you
Totally
can't
heard
hear.
that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have a no button that you could really hear, but I'd get in really big trouble if I hit that.
All right, what news do we want to talk about?
How about something for you, Grif?
You're just trying to make me feel
Yeah.
better now.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump in this. For you, Overlord Grif. So
Now I want to
reports-
play that game.
It's a good game. So reports are coming out that Konami is working on 2 new Silent Hill games.
They're both pachinko machines.
Oh yes,
Yeah, that
they're
was
both
my first thought too.
I mean, that's all they
one
do
of them
now.
might be. No. They are definitely working on at least one new Silent Hill game because of how incredibly well Resident Evil 2 did. If they can get a Silent Hill running on an engine like that, woo, like that thing will sell like hotcakes too. Because people are Silent Hill
they had an
starved.
option for that, and then they kicked Kojima to the curb and decided to cancel it.
Well, first of all, I don't blame them. Kojima could be a bit
Out there.
out there with his ideas, which would be good for a Silent Hill universe, but I can also understand where you have a very hard time giving him feedback.
Yes.
And I'm sure Konami's like, dude, we are just done here. Go make your own shit somewhere else. You be the boss so people can't tell you you're wrong. Okay? Go away.
And he went
He's
off to
so
make the
fast.
Postman
Ollie
game.
is so fucking fast. I posted that in there, and he goes, "I bet Konami is going to pull a valve on this." Poor Griffs. Like, he knows. He's so
Well,
mad.
it's because this is like Ollie's, prime time of awakeness, which is like 3 o'clock in the morning for him. It's because he doesn't sleep. All Ollie does is work and hang out with us. That's it. Man is a machine, I'm telling you.
I do feel like if they need to at least do one. Like, do a really good modern-day Silent Hill game. And I bet that will make
Remake
enough
the
money to
first
continue the series.
They said that one of the things that they're working on is apparently supposed to be a soft reboot of the series, which I don't know
That would be incredible.
what avenue they're going to take for that, but,
I personally, my vision would be just your like normal Silent Hill story. Silent Hill, whoever gets pulled into Silent Hill for whatever happens and whatnot, and then you can kind of build off of that. You can either do that same Silent Hill, or you can have somebody investigating what happened to the person from the first Silent Hill, and they get pulled into it, and then it's just, you can kind of grow from there. But that would be a good way to soft reboot the series if you're trying to make them go together instead of just being
I
completely
think the worst part
individual.
about this, though, is when we saw PT, we all went, "Holy shit. They're going a totally different direction than we ever expected to be. This is amazing what they're doing." Kojima was involved in the whole damn thing, and then that whole shit got done.
There was someone else involved in
Toro.
it too. Yeah.
Del Toro. And the thing is like, you get involved with this, and it's like, now whatever you do, you can't go back to first person because everybody's going to go, "Oh, you're just trying to, make up for what you did for PT." So you got to go back to what everybody knows, that third person view.
I'd prefer it being third person, though, because that feels more Silent Hill to me. Although
Yeah.
I understand why first person makes heightens the scare a little bit because you can't see what's around you.
It'd be kind of nice too. Like you could have done like with PT, they could have done it both ways. When you're out in the open area, it's third person view, but when you're inside, you're actually got the first person view type deal. So
I may be in the minority for this, but thinking about Norman Reedus because he was in the playable teaser and he did Death Stranding. Personally, I don't know if he would be super good for a Silent Hill game because his face is just so neutral that I don't think you could get some like serious terror or like heavy emotion out of him. Because I've watched some of the emotional parts of Death Stranding. Personally, he just doesn't sell it. I've watched Walking Dead for a long time too, and he doesn't really have the face for heavy emotional conveying. He's got this like stoic neutral face where he's really good.
Who would you pick? What would be your pick for that?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, either make an original character or
I think you could almost do a because of that heavy amount of emotion. If you've got maybe a comedian that's gone more drama-esque, kind of like Robin Williams could do both very, very well.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey does both very well. So it's like if you could have somebody please don't put Jim Carrey in a Silent Hill movie. But,
yes, please. We're good.
But that style of person, somebody that could convey the emotions both directions and stuff like that, I think would work. But you'd have to have somebody that has that.
I think I'd rather be an original character. I think the idea of casting actors as themselves in games is like a thing that's okay sometimes, but I don't want it to be every game we have to worry about what actor we're going to cast because they have to look a certain way to fit it's a game. You can literally model that character in any way that you need it to be.
That's why I said either hit it original, like make an original character, especially if it's going to be your sailing piece, like your front new Silent Hill reboot. It's nice to have a character in which you can attach to if it's not somebody specific. But they might also try to use that person to be the flagship to kind of sell the game too. So
we'll go back to Grif on this. Who would you want the voice actor to be then?
I mean, surprise me, really. There's not anybody that I think would be the worst choice ever. I mean, I probably wouldn't cast, like, I don't know, Sam could probably do it. I don't know. I can't think of anybody that I wouldn't cast, but that's me being biased because most of the voice actors that I really care about and could throw a name out for are really freaking amazing at what they do.
Right. Were you thinking about Sam Witwer, if he could do it?
No.
Was that the same?
Sam Riegel. Because he's usually comedic. But I think he's got a range. I think he could do it.
I think his range heavier leans towards the comedy lighthearted side,
yes,
which I'm sure he could do the darker side, but I feel like his really good specialty is going to be the lighthearted.
If you cast him, you'd basically be making your protagonist more Leon Kennedy in Resident Evil 4 than you would be, something like your actual like Silent Hill usual protagonist.
But with how well Resident Evil did, I could see Konami trying to pull that.
I don't think that would work. I don't think that would serve them because that's not what people look for Silent Hill for. We don't want our protagonists to be like, look at all of this really scary stuff that's happening. The world's crumbling and I should be in a mental prison because that's what this is. Haha, here's some quips. Look at my jokes.
I want a damaged average person like that.
Well,
that's what I like to see in Silent Hill.
Because you're damaged.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's what I would want to see in there. Leon is a hero.
Let's just throw get Geralt in there and let him handle everything.
All right, you got monsters, silver sword.
Like your protagonist in those games has to have a measure of being afraid for their own lives in the game. Like that's part of what heightens that scare to it is because your character is very obviously terrified as well. Which I think is some of the places that scary games sometimes fall flat because their characters will see something completely fucked up and they're like, hey, look at that monster. We should run. It's like, yeah, we should run, but you should probably be a little more scared about that.
It'd be really interesting in a modern version of that game if like the world shifting was actually like on a live timer. Mm-hmm. Like every so often it would just shift to the dark and you'd have to either solve puzzles in there before it shifts back, and during like specific scenes it would auto shift and then you get either stuck in the dark side until you figure it out and then you could change the world back. I think there's a lot of interesting things you could do with the world mechanics and something like that in this modern day.
They're gonna have to change the mechanics, though. They're gonna have to knock it out of the park with what Resident Evil 2 has done. I mean, you're gonna have to, because
I
if you
have
don't,
a hard time holding out hope for Konami doing that. Because
Same,
Konami
but-
wants to cut so many corners financially, and a game like that's gonna take resources.
But it might be their last hurrah, see if they could do it. Because some companies are like, all right, cool, let's see if we can make this happen again. And then they did it. I mean, Resident Evil 2 was a huge risk for Capcom because the remaster they made before that was just literally just a remaster. This one was like, let's go ahead and just completely remake the entire game from the ground up. I hope it works.
Yeah.
And it paid off. So I feel like Konami's following Capcom's footsteps in that, and we can only hope that it even turns out as half
Well, I
as
mean,
good as
they're
Resident
talking
Evil
about
2.
2 games. They want the soft reboot and then an episodic game to go along with it. And I don't know about the episodic thing. I feel like horror loses some of its shock when you have to wait months.
Yeah,
in
when you
between the
cut it
next
off
one.
and the cliffhangers and whatnot, it's like, oh no, and then you're just kind of like, okay.
I
And
feel
when you
like
start it back up, you're
episodic
like,
is
oh, whatever.
really, and I've said it before, I really feel like episodic is not the way that games should go. It's just
I agree.
so
That
much.
way
Like,
is
a
for
lot of times
TV.
people are like, well, I only have so much time to play. Yeah, you do, but an episode's going to be 2 to 3 hours. You got that? No, you got 15 minutes. No, don't talk to me about how much time you don't have. As long as there's a save feature, you'll be fine.
Yes.
well, I don't, I've stated before, I don't have a problem with episodic, but I want all the episodes at one time. I don't want them to release episodes every few months. That's the part I don't like about episodic.
Well, my worry with Konami trying to release something episodically is that they just lose interest and stop. It's like, well, we're done here.
Possibility too.
I'm like, okay, well, you didn't finish the story, but sure. But I mean, maybe this is also...
Yeah, but then they got more pachinko machines to make.
Yeah. But it could be that this is just the time for companies to make comebacks like that. Because like Chicken said with Capcom, they re-released Resident Evil and kind of like breathe new life into that franchise between Resident
Devil
Evil
May
2
Cry
and Resident
2
Evil
or
7.
Devil May Cry 5 did it.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
And I mean, EA is even trying to be better about things with the fact that they just had a really good single-player Star Wars game that they didn't completely screw up, and they've made some, changes around in there. So it just, maybe this is...
And now they're wanting to reboot Knights of the Old Republic.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
their
Yes.
last Star Wars game did just really well just now, so... And Star Wars
now-
is hot, so why not?
Now the thing about the reboot, the reportedly reboot of the Knights of the Old Republic, is that they're going to, from what it seems like, is they're just going to kind of reboot it, take a little bit from the original, but they're going to completely modernize it, and I assume...
There's conflicting reports on that
Casualize
one
it?
right now with the rumors, but yeah, I mean, you can modernize it, redo some of the stuff that's on there, and you could do KOTOR the way it was, make sure that you have what we know is canon now as part of that, and you're reintroducing some of the characters we love as canon, because for those that don't know, Disney has stated any games that are being made have to be part of canon now, just like all the books that are out have to be part of canon. And so it's that way you have this expanding universe that's being created, and they can do that. They made Revan canon not too long ago again, so that's good, which he's from the second game. So that's just, I think that's where...
Revan's in the first, didn't he?
Is it the first?
Yeah, he's your
Oh, yeah, that's
character
right.
in the first.
Yeah, that's right. Right. So if they can go ahead and continue on with KOTOR and create this series, either do a 3 and just kind of patch up what was there before, or reboot the series, either way they'll be fine. We've been begging for KOTOR for years. It's one of my favorite
The other
series.
ones will probably be like, well, I guess uncanon, and then this one will kind of be like, this is the actual canon version of the other ones.
If it's being done by people who like the original ones, I'm sure they're going to take as many elements from the original to make it canon.
The problem you have is BioWare right now. I don't trust BioWare for anything right now.
Well, this might be what what's his name went over to the new studio to work on.
Yeah, I thought about the same
Guy.
thing. So it's a possibility. It could be a possibility that he's going over to DICE
Yes,
for that. And they said DICE might be being rebranded. So does this become the studio that they're doing all the Star Wars stuff with?
Probably.
So They moved the Star Wars stuff. Like, this what Respawn got to be, hey, look, we can do this. You can sell this. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, you guys can focus on Titanfall and Apex, and we'll have you help this new studio establish itself as the Star Wars brand. Like, this will be the new Lucasfilm studio.
Right.
Except better.
Light Sword Studio. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, there you go. Light Sword Studio.
If they come out with Light Sword Studio, I will die. It would be so bad. Really? Laser swords. So we went from Silent Hill, and as we said before, we were talking about the fact that Kojima was the one that was supposed to be working on the last one. Of course, he just finished up with Death Stranding, which got kind of mixed reviews. A lot of people liked it, and a lot of people just kind of, it's kind of weird.
It was really hit or miss. Like, people loved the game, and then they didn't at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird. What's funny to me about that is there were people that had that on their best top 5 games in the world, and then there were people that had it on their worst games that they played this year. Like,
yeah.
Like, I thought it was strange.
It was really on both sides of the spectrum on that.
So
one.
some people really got into the story, and other people the gameplay just didn't do it for them.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like the story versus gameplay are just so lopsided. It's just crazy. I don't know.
But it does look like he's wanting to get into different projects outside of the gaming world.
Thank God. I think this is long overdue. This dude should have been a director to start from. Like, his games are incredible, but damn, he was born for directing movies and things like this.
Yeah, so he's looking at movies, manga,
anime.
It wouldn't surprise me if, like, a year from now we hear that Netflix and him have teamed up for him to direct something.
Yeah, like, I could definitely see that happening. Him making a Netflix series for, I guess, an original. So I think this is his calling. Games, definitely he can make some good ones for sure, but I think he's gonna make much better live entertainment.
He's good with the storytelling aspect.
Well,
yes,
he is and he isn't. He rambles a lot
sometimes.
with his storytelling because nobody tells him, hey, this is a lot of really extraneous stuff that maybe we don't need there.
He doesn't take... From what I've read, is he's not good at taking feedback. His ears only work in one direction. And it's when he's talking to himself he can hear, but whenever anybody else talks to him, it just keeps going.
I think that, and that's going to be interesting too, because you're getting into a different medium, and when it comes to movies, TV shows, stuff like that, there's stuff you have to cut out, where in a video game, yes, there's going to be things you have to remove in certain cases, but you can actually tell a longer, drawn-out story if you wanted to. So if you wanted to tell a 40-hour story, you can tell a 40-hour story. You can do that TV too, but if you're dealing with live actors, you're dealing with people that over a long period of time that you got to make sure that they don't age out, that they're conflicts, all that type of stuff. You're doing animations a little different. I mean, we'll go back to Dragon Ball Z, for instance, without the tons of episodes that they have throughout the entire series. So but you also, there's a reason that you have the original version of that, and then you have the Kai version of that as well too, to get rid of some of that filler that's there. So I'm very interested to see how this progresses, but it would not surprise me if we see either Amazon or Netflix or somebody jumping on top of that.
Yeah,
I think Netflix is more worldwide, where Amazon is more North America. I think Prime is more North America.
Well, that's also a perfect segue into the next topic. Netflix and anime. Netflix has confirmed that they are working on a Witcher anime, which, first of all, gets me stoked. I can't wait, and it's needed to keep this hype on The Witcher up.
Yeah,
because you can't go a whole
2021 before the next series, the next season.
So hopefully it's called. It's an anime film. It will be titled Witcher: Nightmare of the Wolf. So
tell me we're gonna cast the same actors to be voice actors though. Like that's.
Oh, I'm sure. Like if you want your people to connect, you're gonna have to make sure that this is all canon in there, because Netflix is like full in. Like they have commented that they are like 100%. The Witcher is going to be their flagship big name. You
I
go to
felt bad
Netflix
for-
and you get The Witcher.
I feel bad for Henry on that one though, because like he said that it hurt his voice so bad trying to do that, do the Geralt voice, trying to do it for like, well, at least he'll get a taste of the other. Like I don't know if he's ever really done voice acting before outside of his regular acting, but now he gets to see what that union was bitching about a few years ago with the voice acting stuff. Be like, holy shit, this is a totally different
reason
world.
that voice actors want like 3 hours in the booth and that's it.
Yep.
If I had to guess, though, I guarantee Netflix is going to take care of him. Like, I mean, they will pamper him as much as they need because they cannot risk losing him or having his voice shot or having him go blind because he refuses to take out his contacts. But I'm sure they will take care of him because he is their star now.
Look, man,
you got
need
another
somebody
season
to
of
split
Witcher?
your spa days with. You can just send them to me, Henry. I'll gladly go to the spa for you. They're throwing all that Netflix pamper cash at you.
Yes. Well, I can't wait for it. It's awesome. I'm sure it will be awesome.
Yep. For those that are fans of the Witcher show on the same light, Toss a Coin to Your Witcher has finally made its way to Spotify and Apple Music. So if you've been waiting on that,
has.
do I know?
I think the whole soundtrack is there now.
Yeah,
It's like 3 or 4 hours of Witcher soundtrack.
There you go.
It's 4 hours of songs over with 50. It's 4 hours of music out over 50 songs.
Like, just put that on for your workday. There you go.
That's volume 1, by the way. Everybody's been asking for this, and I loved reading the comment for the actor who played Yaskir, that he was like, yeah, you guys think that it was rough listening to that song? Yeah, well, when I started performing it on the show, I just couldn't get it out of my head for fucking months. Like, I mean, I couldn't imagine being him and having to do that all the time and go home and you're just singing it in your head.
Well,
Can't
my
sleep.
question is, what do you do for season 2? Like, do you create another song that's just as catchy, or do you build on the one you already have, right?
Oh, no. He's a very famous bard in the Witcher universe, so I'm sure he's going to get a lot of songs, and they're going to expand their audio profile. So it's going to be pretty fucking awesome.
I've never read any of the books, but I wonder if there's any songs in the books, though. Because I know, like, in the Hobbit, there's some... In Lord of the Rings, there's
I'm not really
songs in
sure on that one. I started the first one, but my what I was doing for work changed, so I wasn't able to finish it. So,
And they have the creator of the books too, kind of helping them. I'm sure he's gonna give feedback on songs and things like that, like what would fit in the universe, things like that. So.
We got several things. Which one do you want to talk about next? I guess it's a better question.
I mean, we got.
Well, we're on development of different stuff, so let's continue with the development. Valve, which has recently said that they were going to have the new Half-Life VR game Alex is supposed to be coming out in March, and they said, don't worry, it's already done, so it's not going to be delayed. People thought it was going to be delayed. Sorry, it's completed. I wonder how long it's been done. Like, I feel like May of last year, like they were like, all right, we're going to release this probably.
Mostly done when they announced it. That way they could feel confident with their release date because they knew they were going to get pushback on it.
Valve's kind of like Blizzard when they're ready to announce something, they're on the end part of it. Like, we are confident where we're at. We're ready to show you.
Yeah, they're doing it the right way, where everybody else is like, we'll wait.
Yeah, they're like, hey, look at what we just made in alpha. We made it yesterday. Oh wait, that was Anthem. Never mind.
Well, I mean, Bethesda used to do this too. Bethesda would finish the game, have it really good, and then Fallout 76, they forgot how they did things. So it was like,
I cannot believe that they let a single game destroy the reputation of their company. Like, that is just mind-boggling. And
I can't believe the reaction to it. The reaction to it was the worst.
Oh my god! I cannot believe they did that. Well, whatever. Their reputation is stained now for good, so maybe they can clean it off a little bit. But a stain is a stain. And
but the release of the game probably wouldn't have been as bad if they didn't keep screwing up afterwards with the bag and everything else.
If they would have, like, the simplest thing is you release it for 6 months to a year in early access. You fix all the technical problems in the damn thing, and then you release it when it's a solid foundation of a game.
Stop talking sense like that right now.
This thing,
That's not how you
Fallout
make the
76
most
had
money.
no foundation. You literally fell through the ground a lot of the time, or just crashed. It was chaos. Everybody here knows.
You know, the only reason we're here is for the money. What's wrong with you? I mean, come on.
Yeah. But they normally weren't like that. Like, I don't know why they decided to dig their grave with that game.
Reasons.
Well, regardless, we're talking about Valve and doing it right.
Hopefully.
This
Yes.
time. We got a couple court cases we can talk
time.
about.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Just for anybody that was wondering, if you get muted on a game, it is not a human rights violation. We now know this because of court.
Well, it was a First Amendment, thing where he's like, it's my freedom of speech. Don't be a
Violation of due
dick.
process, discrimination, free speech, human rights.
I mean, basically, it sounds like dude said was trolling and talking some smack, and that violated the terms of service, and he got shut down for it. So they muted his account. He can still play the game. Still has access to everything that he's been working on and all of that. He just can't talk. He's now a silent
He can
member.
talk to the people in his stream if he's got viewers. I mean,
Yeah,
because
he's
he's
a
a
streamer.
He
streamer.
can talk
evidently.
on Discord. He can do all sorts of things. Like, I mean, there's a multitude of things you could do. You were an asshole. You got muted. Plus, you agreed to their terms of service. Technically, anything that you do on that game is not yours.
Yes.
It is theirs, and you are renting from them. That's it. They have a right to do whatever they need to keep their game better. So,
Yeah.
they're
You
trying to
were
prevent
bad?
predators, you fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
Sorry for you being a dick.
yeah. So, I mean, get over it. I'm sorry. Don't be an ass. I've never
No.
gotten muted. Guess what? I'm not an ass. At least not in text form.
No, you're in person though. A lot of times.
Yeah, so
It's harder to
you can't
mute
mute me.
person, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't mute me IRL. That's human rights violation.
I can't believe he thought he was going to win a court case.
I know that shit is hilarious.
But he's a streamer. I mean, he should have won.
He has more rights. He has more rights than the regular person, right?
No.
That's
part
why
of their job?
they ask for free stuff at places all the time.
Can I ask free stuff? Can you ask free stuff?
Moving along to another court date. Both in Norway and Germany, there is a consumer authorities have decided that they wanted to go against the Nintendo's eShop policy on refund because they said it was a violation of European law. And a court has decided that Nintendo did not violate anything because, again, there is a check mark that says
Yeah,
you don't get a
click it.
refund if you check this mark. They checked it. So if you check it, not a violation. Can't buy it
Pre-orders
anyway.
are dumb anyway, especially digital pre-orders. Just don't bother, man.
Well,
Yeah, like-
the thing is the way it works is that when you pre-order the game, and this is their argument, is when you pre-order the game, like there's two sides of it. You pre-order the game, and then you install it onto your system, or you pre-install, or you register it to your console. That is you getting the product. Once you receive the product, that's it. You can no longer, like the pre-ordering, fine. If it's just the pre-order and you get no obligation, like do not put it on your system, then you should be able to. But people put it on their system and then want a refund, and Nintendo says you can't do that. Because technically at that point you own the license for it, and you've already committed to having it. So
My other thing is, I go back to what Grif just said. Don't pre-order the fucking thing. Like, you can literally
that's the
download it the
simplest
day
fucking
of.
way to do it too.
I mean, a lot
Like,
of
if you-
it's like, oh, I want to pre-order it because the pre-order bonus. Don't worry about the stupid bonus. It's just going to
Yeah.
be some cosmetic BS.
Oh,
I
and guess
mean-
what? If people stop pre-ordering, they stop doing the pre-order bonuses. And then you get it for free anyway. Like,
And
it's
you-
not that boggling.
You have decisions, like, you have a choice. Do I buy it now or do I buy it when it comes out? That's your choice. And that's the way I look at it. It doesn't matter if you're buying a hard copy or you're buying a digital copy of it. You have a decision to make. And the amount of times most of us have been burned with when it comes to pre-orders. Come on, folks. Like,
I mean, at this point, I'm waiting for game reviews to come out after release for everything because I'm jaded. Like,
No
it's
shit.
weird to a
There's
culture
rare
where
that I
games
will
get
buy a
launched
game.
broken all the time because they want to make their launch window and they feel like they can patch it on the back end. So I'm not paying for it until it's fixed.
Yeah, they're very rare games. I think Darksiders 3 was the last game that I bought on release day. That was
Halo
like 2 years ago.
Reach when it came to PC.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'd still enjoy the shit out of that game. I only play it with a controller now. I have much better luck playing with a controller than I do mouse and keyboard. Like, much better luck.
on which one?
Halo Reach, playing with my controller. It is
I
so
can't
much.
remember the last game I straight committed to like that wasn't Halo.
Yeah, I can't remember what mine is either. I don't pre-order anymore.
Smash Brothers.
Witcher 3 for me. Because I got the big set. Because it came with the big Geralt statue.
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I can't even remember what the last game I
I'm
bought
really
right off the
trying to
shelf
think.
is.
I can't.
Like, I would have to go through my library for a while.
Wait, I think did Fallout 4 come out before or after Witcher 3? Before, right?
I don't remember.
Or I don't even think she bought that one day of.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
I bought it and you streamed it, and then Spunky gifted me a PC copy because I couldn't
yeah,
play while
that's
you were
right.
streaming.
That's right.
Which,
Huh.
I mean, still, thanks. That's like 1 million hours that I've put
No
into
shit.
that.
Well, I have no idea what it was, and I'm not going to sit here all day trying.
Especially when you discovered mods.
Yeah.
What? I can do this? What?
I have 379 hours in that game, so.
Only
And,
379?
well, the thing is you say
So
only,
disappointed.
that doesn't include the time that I did put into it on Xbox. Because I've played it multiple times on console as well. Because I just do things. So,
So funny.
who knows how many actual hours I have in that.
Too funny. So moving over from that to more Nintendo news. As we know, Japan is opening up Super Nintendo World sometime this year, I believe.
It's the summer of this year. During
and
the
then they have
Summer Olympics
and then they have an
game.
expansion next week or next
Yep.
year, right?
Yep.
So they're doing Donkey Kong expansion next year. It was announced this week that Universal Studios Orlando, along with their new park that they're opening up a section that's going to be the Super Mario World. I am so excited.
I am so fucking stoked. I needed this in my life. I'm going to save my money now until like 2025 and go hang out. Like, oh my God, I cannot wait.
Because it's 2023 is when they're expecting it.
Yes, 2023.
Yeah, and I'm excited. Like, you know, most of you know I go to Disney twice a year, so I'm in Orlando anyway. Normally I wait every 3 years to go to Universal, so it'll be next year is my time to go to Universal again, and then 2 years after that I'll be going back in order to be able to go to the Super Mario stuff if that's when they're opening it, or it might be 2024, so it might be right on schedule, so that'll be perfect. Because I get burned out on that easy, but I do want to see the new park. That might change my mind a little bit about how they're doing it, but oh my God, so excited about this.
Oh, I didn't read this other article about the Super Nintendo. What's in the pipeline? Like, because they give you wristbands, power-up wristbands. You use that to collect coins throughout the park, and then you can like redeem those coins for things in the park. Get power-ups and whatnot. Like, let you skip a line, let you do all sorts of shit. Like, that is awesome. I'm very
We're gonna
interactive.
go there for a few days.
It's like 6 different wristbands, I believe. They've got, your main characters is on there. You have to have a smartphone in order for the wristband to work because it attaches to your smartphone.
That is just cool as fuck.
Imagine,
it's a really interactive way to play
I hope Universal has a lot more charging stations than they do right now.
I'm bringing like multiple the battery things to plug in the phone with.
Hell yeah.
I do. I have like a large one that's like this long that I usually put.
I'm just gonna
"Why
get
do
a
you wear
backpack.
Cargo shorts. That's why I wear cargo shorts.
Just
'cause I
wear a
can carry
backpack with a car battery in it.
them. Yes.
Hey, anybody need to charge their car? I mean, their phone? Yeah, I got it. Just plug it in right here. You'll be fine. That
50
is
cent,
exciting
50
as
cent.
hell.
To carry for after a while.
You get them back muscles strong, yo. You go in looking like me, you come out looking all buff and whatnot. I just walk around Nintendo for a while, carrying a car battery.
Your voice gets deeper when you get stronger. That's cool.
Yeah. It's how you know you're getting stronger. It's when your voice gets deeper.
Okay.
So we talked about last week Pokemon's expansions. I think it was last week, right?
Yep.
Last week.
Yep.
We're talking about the Pokemon expansions, and we talked about the fact that we'd love for them to go to MMO. Well, guess what? For those that wanted an MMO, the new MMO Temtem is out, which I'm excited about. I've watched some footage of it, people
Same.
playing it while they've been trying to work on their issues. It's still in early access.
It
Hopefully
just came into early access Tuesday.
Yeah, like earlier this past week. Yeah, like it was.
Yeah. It
And
was very recently.
I'm really really excited about it. I've got it, and it's reasonable. It's like $35, I think, something like that. And so, but it does look like they've gotten some of their problems taken care of. I follow them on Twitter now just because they were really good about keeping everybody updated on what's going on. I'm hoping that because it's a little indie company out of, is it France? I think they're French. But the Spanish, they're Spanish.
Yeah, small Spanish indie developed team.
It's somewhere on that peninsula thing. The
Nice.
Somewhere over across the sea. I don't know which way, somewhere.
but they do keep everything updated. I'm hoping they're doing similar to the way Rare has done with CFDs, and the fact they keep everybody updated as much as they possibly can about what's going on. But it seems like people are really liking the game right now. I think it's got some cool features. You can do some combos. You'll have 2 creatures that are fighting every time. You can play with a buddy, so you can wander around inside the world with your friend.
Oh, you can
go
wander
battle.
around. Like, you see random people all the time, too. Like, I've watched some of it. It's pretty fucking awesome. I mean, the interactions are, you run around in grass, and then then you get into the Pokemon battle and whatnot. But they don't do Pokeballs. They use cards in which they throw out, and they come out of the cards and whatnot. And
The animation's really good, too.
like, I have to say, this game is pretty damn solid for coming into an early access one. It's rare that you see a game this polished before putting it out there for everybody, and I have to give them a lot of credit that they waited until they were polished enough to show it to everybody, and it's taking really well. A lot of the Pokemon streamers that I've watched have like hit it hard because they are really enjoying something different. And it's not called shinies in this game; it's called Lumas.
Oh my
Lumas.
god.
Because
There
it's
is one on the loading
illuminated.
screen, too.
It's illuminated because that's just another word for shiny. So it's interesting, and
Whatever you can do,
I
I
really enjoy it. It's super nice. I am glad to see Pokemon have at least a little bit of competition, because good God, everybody knows that there is no competition for Pokemon these days.
Well, and here's the thing that I'm looking at this. If they're able to solve the issues that they're having with this right now, you could be looking at this being a console release for the next gen. And if that's the case, Nintendo's got to step up their game, and Pokemon Company's got to step up their game in order to be able to create an MMO because people are going to go back to Pokemon because they love Pokemon.
oh,
But
absolutely.
if this is the only thing they got in town and it's on 3 different devices, they're going to have to come up with something.
That I would love to see. I would love to see this company try to get this onto the Switch. I would see it be a long, hard fight for them to put it onto the Switch. I think it would work really well on the Switch, but that's also competition for Pokemon. And if they don't take it, though, then that's going to be a Pokemon competitor on the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Yep.
I mean,
Or
maybe that's something
Nintendo,
we need.
Or Nintendo can just buy them and then have them make a Pokemon MMO.
That'd be fine too.
No, that's just buying up your competition and removing it from the thing. And then you have nobody who is forcing you to change your ways. That was like, we're all just give us this. Stop making things different.
You know what wouldn't surprise me? Because it's a small independent company, and there's two companies that I know that like to buy up small independent companies and try to make sure back. No, not Epic. Epic doesn't like to buy the companies; they like to buy the exclusivity.
I guess that's true.
And I do not see them buying or this game giving up exclusivity.
No, THQ Nordic and Microsoft. Those are the two companies right now that are buying up small companies like this that have successful games because they want them to continue to succeed. And so if this would end up being a Microsoft exclusive for a console release, that would be interesting, especially since they normally don't have a very good Japanese market for the Xbox.
Yeah.
It could actually give them a Japanese market.
Like, thinking about it, those two companies are like polar opposites, because Microsoft is like big dad who's going to come help you and push you forward and whatnot, and THQ is like solo dad, where it's like, yeah, come into the family, but you do you. You can do whatever you need. If you need some help, don't worry about it. We can help you. Just, you focus on you. You can do your own thing with the rest of the family around. Microsoft's like, let us help you. We will give you whatever you need. And then they just sit there and watch them as they work. It's like,
yeah,
can you stop, please? So I really think that they're probably going to start getting interests into this, because this is going to be something to watch as this year goes on.
But well, you know what? And there's a new dog in the fight too. If you think about it this way, not console wise. Well, I guess console wise, they're trying to compete with console, and that's Google.
Oh God, please no! Don't
They
say the name. You
Stadia
might
that.
summon them. No, don't. That would be the worst decision.
Yep. Well, possibility.
I love
That
Google,
Google
but
money, man.
Jesus, they do not. Microsoft offered them more, please. Hopefully, this fame and this growth does not get to their heads, and they stay humble and just look out for yourself and your company, because the people will support you. Be careful of who you get in bed with.
I think we're more likely to see Microsoft or somebody like that take it because they have the servers to take it.
Yes, definitely.
And like right now, you had, what was it, 32,000 concurrent players or whatever at one point, and then they knocked it down to 20, and then they brought it back up to 27 or 28. So, which isn't a whole lot considering, but if you put this on console, that number is astronomical.
Yeah, no kidding. I think that's a great start for them, and I can only see them growing from here too, as they release more. Sorry, I was about to say more Pokemon, more Temtem,
Which is a weird name for little tiny things.
Temtems.
Yeah. It
I
sounds
like the
candy.
name.
I think it feels like much more child friendly. Like it's much more approachable. Look at all the Temtems.
I guess it's because it's so close to, is it Tamtams? The Australian
TEM,
like,
TEM, Temtem.
Yeah, but the candy, or it's like little chocolate biscuit things are an
Oh, okay,
Australian
yeah.
thing called I think it's Tam Tams. I see them at the store all the time, trust me. I'm trying hard not to buy them because they're made of chocolate, and sometimes you just need chocolate.
I like the Temtem thing because it's a good competitive name to Pokemon. Like Pokemon, like, we say Pokey sometimes short, whatever. Like with this, it's definitely, it's like, oh, I gotta go see what my Temtems are. Like.
Oh, it's Tim Tam.
Tim Tam.
Tim Tam is the cookies. Yes.
I guess
That's funny.
So this is
Now they'll end up with a chocolate Temtem, and then you'll be like, wow. I am interested to see like all the different, like, because I like the animation that they have on them. I like the variety that they have on them. I'm interested to see if they end up having to, if they're just like, we're not going to make a trash bag, we're not going to make a set of keys, we're not going to, like, we're not.
Well,
doing
we're
like
still early on, and also one of the things that I think is going to be incredible for something like this is they could do huge live events with legendary Temtems that come in, and you have to bring in a group of friends and things like that, because they'll take what happened in Sword and Shield, where you got to do the big group battles against the whatnot, and except it's just the really slow matchmaking system that they have installed, and this is an MMO. It's already installed, so you could get your friends and go out and hunt the legendaries and things like that. I think there's a lot of potential here.
Is there a voice chat in this? Does anybody know?
I do not think so. I think
Okay.
there's just text chat for now.
If there's not, there's Discord and stuff. Hit up your friends on
Yeah.
Discord.
Yes.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying. Well, see, that's Nintendo's excuse for not having one, is you can hit them up another way. So my point is it would be nice to be able to communicate on an MMO if you're in a battle together or whatever, and be able to do it with your friends, but not necessarily outside of your friends group. So where Nintendo's like, meh, why do you need to talk to anybody?
But yeah, but
Why?
at least this one has a text chat function, whereas Nintendo's stuff mostly doesn't have anything.
Yeah, correct. Which is weird because it's a touchpad. You could just have it pop up stuff real quick and have us type it and then go back. I just thought that was weird. I didn't even have that on there, but I'm excited about it as I watch more and more footage. So I think it looks good. Anything
yeah.
else?
That is it. Nice long show. Lots of stuff to talk about this week rather than
Yeah.
last week.
That's what happens.
Oh yeah.
We appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week in Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDB Oaktree. Check out Grif.
At Grif Slanum.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
Baka Pickle.
Make sure you go to Grif's YouTube channel where she's playing through Red Dead Redemption 2, of course. And still trying. She's got like 8 weeks before she can decide on what the next game is she's going to
We'll
play.
see.
8 weeks? You mean 8 years? Come on now.
Shut up.
Get your time schedule better.
No, that's how long the next game will take.
Oh,
take,
yeah,
depending on
yeah.
when it is. Yeah.
She's going to
That
play
works.
GTA 5 next, all the way through. Twice.
Also make sure you go to twitch.tv/Elite Chicken 313. What you got this week, Chicken?
I have no idea. More AV? You
Oh my
guys
god.
could suffer with me?
No.
Yeah? Yeah?
All right, so make sure you go to twitch.tv/Elite Chicken 313 for surprise streams.
Surprise
You get to
suffering.
figure out what he's doing. At that point, yeah, just go in and make fun of him and just tell him his scrub every time he dies.
Oh, man. My chest is going to be filled up with nothing but scrub.
Also, make sure you go to mixer.com/NB Oaktree, where you can check me out just about every day of the week. This is my last week streaming until I go back to Disney, because that's what I do. And I will be doing Stranded Deep tonight, more Kakarot all week, and then Friday night, of course, will be Sea of Thieves, and then City Skylines next Saturday. And then I'll be done. And off to Disney. Woo-hoo. So I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Grif.
I'm chicken.
Baka.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Please hang up and try again.